Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
We're here to cut through the noise, find those core insights, those facts that make you go, huh? The things that help you feel genuinely informed.
Exactly.
And today, we're plunging into a conflict that, well, for most of us, probably brings one image to mind. World War I.
Yeah. Trenches.
Trenches, yeah. You picture it instantly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Endless, muddy trenches. Tangled barbed wire, the relentless noise of artillery.
Just brutal.
And millions of lives lost in this grinding industrial slaughter.
It's a familiar picture. Horrifying, but familiar.
It really is.
But what if I told you that underneath that grim image, there's a deeper, stranger history?
Mm-hmm.
A war filled with, bizarre innovations, incredible moments of sheer humanity, and things you just wouldn't expect. Developments that shaped our world in ways we rarely talk about.
That's where it gets really interesting, I think.
So our mission today, unearth 5 truly unexpected facts about World War I. And these aren't just, trivia. They're surprising, maybe even shocking moments that change things. Fundamentally change things.
And trust me, when we get to the last one, fact number 1, it might just reshape how you picture the whole war. We're here to distill the key info, give you that shortcut to understanding this massive event from a fresh angle.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, because what happens so often with these huge historical events like World War I is the big story, the grand narrative. It kind of overshadows the smaller, weirder human stories.
Right, the details get lost.
Exactly. The technology, the individual moments, they define the era just as much. The sheer scale of it all makes us forget the surprising stuff that came out of the chaos.
So get ready for some surprises.
Definitely. I think, you listening should get ready for details that will probably make you question what you thought you knew, give you a fresh lens on it all.
Okay, let's do it. Let's peel back those layers, starting with fact #5, the Christmas Truce of 1914, a spontaneous moment of humanity.
This one's incredible.
Right. Try to picture this. It's Christmas Eve, 1914. The war's only a few months old. Nobody really gets how long or how awful it's going to be yet.
So some naivety, perhaps.
Maybe. And you're a soldier, freezing in a muddy trench on the Western Front. Fear, uncertainty, it's all hanging in the air. Damp earth smell, constant threat. Then something amazing.
Yeah.
Across no man's land, that wasteland between the trenches, you hear singing, faintly at first, German voices. Still Nacht.
Silent night. Wow.
And then, tentatively, British soldiers, maybe French soldiers too, they start singing back. Calls go back and forth, hesitant, then bolder.
Across the mud and wire.
And this is the crazy part, against all orders, against all military logic, men start climbing out.
Just climbing out.
Out of their trenches.
Yeah.
From both sides. They meet in the middle, in no man's land.
Wow.
Shaking hands, exchanging little gifts, chocolate, cigarettes, maybe some uniform buttons, schnapps.
Simple things, but meaning so much.
Yeah, sharing photos of their families, connecting, And in some places, they even had makeshift football games. Kicking a tin can or an old ball around.
Football in the middle of a war zone.
It's surreal, isn't it? What do you think made them do that? Just step out like that?
Surreal is exactly the word. And I think what makes it so powerful is that it wasn't planned.
Right.
Commanders would have been furious. This was totally spontaneous. It was it's a deeply human impulse, maybe even a little rebellious.
Yeah, like a protest almost.
In a way, it was saying, we're people first, even facing the enemy. It wasn't about ending the war, just acknowledging shared humanity for a moment.
Just for Christmas.
Just for Christmas. And yes, some units agreed not to fire the next day, but it didn't last. By New Year's, the orders came down hard.
Back to the fighting.
Back to the fighting. The killing resumed. But still, that moment, it's one of the most poignant in military history. A reminder that, even in the darkest times, humanity can shine through.
Just a flicker.
A brief, incredible flicker.
Yeah, it's breathtaking. That story sticks with you. But tragically, the war's industrial scale also forced innovation in a much grimmer way. Which brings us to fact #4. The war created plastic surgery.
Ah, yes. A very different kind of outcome.
Totally different. We think about the trenches, the numbers, but the weapons were new too. Machine guns, heavy artillery, poison gas.
Yeah.
They caused injuries medicine had just never seen before.
Unimaginable injuries.
Especially facial injuries. Men coming back with jaws destroyed, noses gone, huge parts of their faces just missing. It shocked people back home, and it shocked the doctors. They needed new answers.
Precisely. The types of wounds were completely unprecedented, so surgeons, for the first time really, had to try these radical, almost desperate attempts to rebuild faces, literally from scratch sometimes.
Wow.
And this is where Harold Gillies comes in, a New Zealand surgeon. He basically becomes the pioneer of modern plastic surgery.
Right here in the war.
Right there. Working in makeshift hospitals under terrible conditions, Gillies developed totally new techniques. Complex skin grafts, these things called pedicle tubes.
What are those?
It's where you keep a flap of skin attached to its original blood supply, but you sort of swing it over to reconstruct a missing nose or cheek. Really intricate stuff.
Amazing.
His work laid the foundation for pretty much all modern reconstructive and cosmetic surgery.
That connection is incredible. Something we associate with, Hollywood or aesthetics today.
Has its roots right there, in unimaginable suffering. It's a grim origin story linking battlefield trauma to trying to restore not just faces, but lives. Helping men re-enter society.
That's a perspective I hadn't considered. Did those techniques spread quickly afterwards?
It's a good question. There was obviously a huge need right after the war. But yeah, Gillies and others kept refining things. The knowledge didn't just disappear, it became the bedrock of the specialty. Later wars, accidents, they pushed it further. But the core ideas, WWI.
An enduring, if grim, legacy.
Mm.
Okay, let's shift gears. From surgery to, feathers. Fact #3. Pigeons won medals for bravery.
Yes. The feathered messengers.
Right. When you think WWI communication, you think maybe telegraphs, early radio, messengers running through trenches.
Yeah, the standard stuff.
Turns out, one of the most reliable methods was super low-tech, pigeons.
Seriously effective.
Because phone lines, always getting cut by artillery.
Yeah.
Radio, clunky, unreliable, easily intercepted.
You had a pigeon.
Could fly above the chaos, navigate through it all, deliver the message when nothing else could.
And this is where we get the story of Cher Ami.
Oh, the legends.
Absolutely. October 1918, Meuse Argonne Offensive. A U.S. battalion gets trapped, cut off, surrounded by Germans, and worse.
What?
Getting shelled by their own artillery. Friendly fire, because HQ didn't know their exact position.
Oh, no. Desperate.
Totally desperate. The commander attaches a message to Cher Ami's leg. For God's sake, stop it, basically. Releases her. Germans see her, open fire.
Trying to shoot down a pigeon.
Yeah, and they hit her. Badly. Blinded in one eye, chest torn open, one leg basically hanging by a thread.
Oh, great.
But she kept flying, despite it all. Covered 25 miles in just 25 minutes.
Incredible.
Delivered the message, saved nearly 200 men.
Wow. Just wow.
For that, she got the Croix de Guerre from France, a huge military honor, honored by the U.S. Army, too. You can actually see her preserved at the Smithsonian today.
I had no idea.
And the thing is, it wasn't just her. Thousands of pigeons served, many wounded, many died. Carrying messages that literally meant life or death in this high-tech war makes you wonder, why don't we hear more about them if they were so vital?
That's a really good question. Maybe because tanks and planes seem more, impressive.
Perhaps glamorous, even.
Yeah. It really challenges our idea of wartime technology, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes the simple solution works best.
Absolutely.
And speaking of machines, that leads perfectly into fact #2. The first tank was inspired by farming equipment.
From pigeons to plows, sort of?
Yeah. So trench warfare, we know it created this horrific stalemate. Machine guns, artillery, they just shredded infantry or cavalry trying to cross no man's land.
An impossible problem. How do you break through?
Exactly. They needed something new, something that could cross trenches, crush wire, ignore bullets. And the British military looked somewhere really unexpected.
The farm.
Pretty much. Okay. In 1915, inventors started fiddling with armored vehicles. And their starting point, the chassis of agricultural tractors.
Those big, slow, clumsy things.
Yep. Designed to plow fields, not fight wars. The first prototype, they nicknamed it Little Willie.
Doesn't sound too fearsome.
It wasn't really. It overheated all the time, broke down constantly, crawled along at maybe 2 miles an hour.
Okay.
But the idea was radical. An armored box on tracks.
A moving bunker.
Exactly. And by 1916, they unleashed the first proper tanks at the Battle of the Somme.
And the impact?
Terrifying. For the Germans who'd never seen anything like it, they called them devil's chariots.
I bet they did.
And the bigger picture here, these clunky primitive machines, born from farm equipment, they paved the way for all modern armored warfare.
Changed everything.
Who would have thought the tank, this symbol of mechanized war, started life basically as a tractor?
Necessity is the mother of invention, right? Even if the inspiration is agricultural.
It really is astonishing.
Yeah.
Okay, now for our final fact. And I think this one really messes with how we think about wars ending. Fact #1. The war never really ended.
Ooh, provocative.
Right. I know you're thinking, hang on, November 11th, 1918, Armistice Day. The fighting stopped.
The guns fell silent. We commemorate it every year.
And yes, they did.
Yeah.
But the argument is that the war's effects, the peace that followed, it was so flawed, so full of unresolved issues, that the war never truly concluded. It just paused.
This is so crucial for understanding the 20th century, maybe the most crucial point. The Treaty of Versailles in 1919, it was meant to end the war formally.
All right, the peace treaty.
But instead, it sowed these incredibly potent seeds of bitterness, resentment, division.
How so?
Well, Germany was forced to take all the war guilt clause, forced to pay massive reparations, give up territory. Many Germans saw it as a national humiliation, a betrayal.
Setting the stage for future anger.
Absolutely. And then the map of Europe was redrawn. New countries created, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, often smashing different ethnic groups together under new borders. Not always happily.
Yeah, that caused problems later.
Big problems. And zooming out even further, the way the colonial powers carved up the Middle East during this time, we're still living with the consequences of those lines drawn on a map.
Still today. Wow.
Plus, broken promises. Colonies in Africa, Asia, they supported the Allies, hoping for independence. Promises were made.
And broken.
Largely broken. Which fueled resentment, fueled nationalist movements fighting for freedom for decades.
Oh, all this unfinished business.
Exactly. And how did these unresolved tensions lead directly to World War II just 21 years later? You have Adolf Hitler himself, a wounded WWI veteran,
Right.
who masterfully used the anger over Versailles to fuel his rise. So, yeah, in a very real sense, WWI didn't end. It paused, leaving this mountain of unfinished business that shaped the entire century and echoes right into today.
That is a powerful way to think about it. A war that just kept rippling outwards.
Precisely.
Wow. What a deep dive this has been. We've really peeled back some layers today, haven't we? Found these dramatic, human, sometimes haunting stories under the surface of WWI.
From carols to surgery.
Yeah. We went from soldiers singing Christmas carols together to doctors inventing plastic surgery out of sheer necessity.
Brave pigeons.
Brave pigeons flying through gunfire.
Yeah.
And the tank starting life as a tractor.
And a war that didn't really end.
And that huge idea, the war that kept echoing long after the guns stopped.
Yeah.
It just shows history isn't only battles and treaties, is it? It's about people, ideas, weird moments, things that change the world forever.
These unexpected truths give you a much richer picture, I think, more nuanced.
Absolutely.
So the next time you hear about World War I, maybe you'll remember some of this. It wasn't just trenches and mud.
Right.
It was also Christmas songs, heroic pigeons, experimental machines, and a peace that wasn't really peace at all.
A really important reminder.
Yeah, this dive into the unexpected parts of WWI, it reminds us not just of the horror, but what happens when we don't fully reckon with the costs of war, the consequences of an incomplete peace.
Which leaves us with a final thought.
Exactly, a provocative one, perhaps. What unresolved tensions from our present, what unfinished business today might echo through future generations?